creators of Relevant Magazine. This is the Relevant Podcast.
Oh yeah, candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Christmas means to me, my love.
It's week of Friday, December 8th, 2017. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm doubling down.
Happy holidays.
I'm your host, Cameron Strang. And this week's show is brought to you by Samaritan Ministries, a ministry that helps members share their medical needs. Every month, more than 69,000 households give generously to other members with a qualified medical need through Samaritan Ministries International, one of the leading healthcare sharing ministries in America. Members send checks, prayers, and notes of encouragement directly to other members in need. Healthcare sharing is a unique opportunity for members to be the hands and feet of Jesus. The Samaritan Ministries direct sharing model is a biblical approach to paying for healthcare based on passages like Galatians 6:2, which says to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. It's a charge they take seriously among their members and within the Samaritan family. Currently, one-person memberships start at $100 a month, two-person memberships start at $200, and three people and more start at $250. You can find out more by visiting SamaritanMinistries.org. Well, like I said, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Hat Koffoltz.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Also here in the studio today, joining us, our managing editor, Andre Henry.
Yo. Thank goodness.
And on the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello. He is the reason for the season. That's what I'm going with.
And when we're speaking of we're speaking of Andre, and I am so glad that he is here because I feel like between us, he's replacing Jesse, right? On the show. Like, Jesse's time is kind of coming.
Hey, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, you know when sometimes on like SNL, Drake is the host and the musical guest?
Yes.
We got our own Drake this week.
Are you interviewing me?
Cody Carnes,
worship
leader Cody Carnes, is the guest and he's doing a live in-studio performance of a couple of new songs.
We'll just say from now on, Drake is the rest of the show.
And then Cody Carnes is going to be on.
Another podcast very popularly just used the Pope to promote their show. So Drake on the show today.
We didn't use the Pope to promote the show. The Pope came on to our show. He didn't know that he was being on our show, but he was on our show at a Relevant Student Sports podcast.
I think it may have been the first ever just straight up like guerrilla.
You guys
guest.
kind of catfished the Pope.
Oh, completely. Yeah. If he had known or his handlers had known, they would have been like...
Hey, I mean, look, it's not. I don't feel bad about it. I used his name in the title of the episode, but I gave him co-billing with Ken Shamrock. So.
Is it like one of those things where like Obama sings "Call Me Maybe"? Like you just cut up the Pope's words and made him sing a random pop song?
Yeah. No, we had our host.
I would listen to that on your
Yeah.
sports show if you cut up Pope speeches to make him part of the cast. That'd be great.
No, we had one of our hosts, Steve Carter, go to the Vatican and have an interview, one-on-one. And by interview, I mean one question that the Pope misheard and the translator botched, and it was very awkward between the two. And we replayed it, and that is an interview I stand by. I feel like it's one of the best of the year. So.
Can I give you a little behind the scenes of that, though? So 2 days before they're recording the actual show, I'm talking to Jesse on the phone, and Jesse is already tickled about this whole idea. Yeah. And he goes, the way we're going to start the show is I'm going to call it the Popecast. And then he just laughs, and then he did it on the show. Like, it was pretty funny, but like you could, like that was a big.
I make no apologies for the Popecast special. It was a history making podcast for the ages.
It sure was. So Drake on the show today.
Eddie, it's holiday season. A lot of people are getting sick.
Oh yeah,
and it sounds like you yourself are among those.
I'm either sick or turning into Chad Michael Snavely. I'm not quite sure which is happening.
Yeah, you're kind of Tom Waits in it this week.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I had no voice yesterday.
Really?
And woke up, had a voice, but it's as masculine as I've ever felt.
Yeah.
Because usually it's just kind of a...
You walked in with a little more swagger, I noticed this morning.
Oh, did I? Mm-hmm. Cool. I felt pretty cool this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I finally had a voice.
Yeah. I mean, cigarette smoke makes me very nauseous, but it would be cool to have that grizzly voice of someone who smokes like unfiltered Marlboro Reds,
Yeah.
you know?
I got
and I
super
think you're
into-
kind of pulling it off today, dude.
Yeah, I'm really into menthols this week. So that's
That sounds like it. Now that you said that, that's all I can hear.
It does. It
Eddie's like an old grandma who smoked menthols for 40 years.
Marge's sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, it says someone addicted to Newports.
Yeah, but I got to be here because the show is like.
Well,
frankly,
Drake. It's a big week.
Yeah, and it's just terrible without
We
me.
got Drake. Yeah.
You're right.
Well, moving the show along, it's time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week our good buddy John Christ released a new video promoting Christian Alexa. It'll keep your internet interactively extremely pure. The ad, quote unquote, is for the Believer's alternative to the Amazon Echo, and it kind of went viral this week. Here's a clip.
And each Christian Alexa is uniquely programmed to help you with your individual struggles. Hey, you want something to drink?
That better be a Coke bottle.
Order your Christian Alexa today and begin seeing immediate life improvements. Let's eat.
How about let's pray?
From the makers of Pure Flix and GodTube comes Christian Alexa. Alexa, play Game of Thrones.
Are you sure you should be watching that?
Give the gift of Christian Alexa and have a happy holiday.
You mean Merry Christmas?
Let's just not even worry about let's just listen to some music. You want to do that? Yeah. Alexa, play a song to set the mood.
How about I call your accountability partner?
Okay, you know what? All right. Christian Alexa. Now available at family bookstores.
At family bookstores.
Oh, perfect.
You know, the sad thing is it's not that far from like a product that someone in the Christian industry has probably already thought of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're laughing at something that someone else would be like, oh yeah, this is.
I guess
good
we're
stuff.
canceling our Christian digital assistant.
Yeah, this is the future. John
hilarious.
Chris, man, that guy is really funny.
Yeah.
Hey, in case you missed it, changes may be coming to The Simpsons following the release of the documentary The Problem with Apu.
Yeah.
Actor Hank Azaria, who voices several characters on the long-running show, including Quickie Mart owner Apu, told TMZ that the new film from comedian Hari Kondabolu has caused the Simpsons team to think about what to do with the controversial character. The documentary looks at the legacy of Apu, who is largely based on Indian stereotypes, and how damaging those types of cultural characters can be. Azaria explained, I think the documentary made some really interesting points and gave us a lot at The Simpsons to think about. And we really are thinking about it. Anybody who is hurt or offended by any character or vocal performance, it's really upsetting that was hurtful to anybody. And I think that's an important conversation and one definitely worth having. So thanks for asking. On Twitter, Kondabolu responded, encouraging the show to respond thoughtfully. He wrote, to The Simpsons writers, please do not remove Apu from The Simpsons. Killing him is lazy writing and an insult to the show's legacy. Let him be upwardly mobile and own multiple Quickie Marts. Let his kids talk. Plots have been repeating for years, and tweaks provide tons of new stories. I like that. That's good.
Yeah,
This whole Apu thing was like, I was like a little embarrassed for me because I was like, oh, this is super messed up, and it's been hiding in plain sight. Like as soon as I saw the trailer for the film, I was like, that is a terrible thing, right? Because I've laughed at The Simpsons, and I just took it, but
when it dawned on me
weird.
how messed up it was the episode of The Office where they had the racial diversity, and then Kelly had Indian on the game they did, the role playing game,
right?
And then Michael's impression was almost basically
Right.
Apu,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it was like, oh my goodness,
Like,
he's
that's-
pulling from something that's really not great.
And in
messed
the
up like this.
documentary, they look at the roots of the character and how Hank Azaria, who, in case you don't know, is a white actor, how he came up with the voice, which was essentially just doing the most comically exaggerated, stereotypical voice of an Indian person that he possibly could imagine, and doing it just for laughs. And because the show's been around so long, and because a lot of it is based on social satire, that character has gotten a pass. But what made this particular documentary so compelling is it really does look at the nuances to see why it shouldn't get a pass, and the character should be re-examined in kind of our modern understanding of what is culturally not cool anymore.
Yeah, like that example of Michael's of The Office is like, yeah, that's for some people. That's Apu is the only quote unquote Indian person they know,
Right?
And I think that's the thing that like it kind of highlights for people, like, and that's when it's like, wow, that is really messed up,
Right.
But I do appreciate that in in the documentary, he did take the approach like, and what the quote you just read.
Yeah,
it's
the tweet.
We can make Apu a great character.
Right.
You know? And
That's
I
right.
thought, well, what a thoughtful middle ground, because I thought they would just want it like shut down The Simpsons, shut down Apu, shut down.
I would have thought it would have been almost like a Blackfish moment for the show. Like, you guys are messed up. This needs to stop, But you're right. This is a different direction. That's surprising and productive.
And I love SeaWorld, and I have made very clear how much I love SeaWorld, and I think Blackfish was all a lie. I think all of the
was
animals.
the moon landing real?
You can't prove that it was. Is what I'm getting at. You understand what I'm saying?
No, like that's a really great solution. Also, because like to just take Apu off the show also plays into the stereotype.
Yeah.
Because it says the only way that we can imagine an Indian character is according to the stereotype.
All or nothing. Right.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like evolve him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and even I was going to say, and even the character of like Groundskeeper Willie came up. Like, does other characters, both minor and major, on the show, is it time
Willie
for them to be re-examined? Not necessarily cut off the show, but definitely re-examined.
You know who I think is really the stereotype really bugs me is the old white men on the show. I mean, Mr. Burns is just, they made him mean. It's just
because if there's anything we've learned in recent weeks, it's that old white men are not mean and depraved. So
they are to be trusted and reviewed.
that powerful old white men can be trusted in all scenarios. How dare you, Simpsons and Mr. Burns? We've learned nothing from that satire.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week, TD Jakes released a shocking video about the modern slave trade. The Potter's House pastor and writer recently returned from a trip to North Africa where he witnessed the horror of the modern day slavery firsthand. As he explains in the clip, more than 1 million migrants have fled to Libya, where they are sold into slavery for as little as $400 a person. Jakes encourages followers to share the clip and raise awareness about the reality of the issue that's become accelerated in some areas because of the migrant crisis. Here's a clip.
They think they're following a dream to Europe. They end up in the grip of these rapacious smugglers.
Many of you know that I've recently spent quite a bit of time in Africa. Even if I had not, I would have to say something about this. Nearly 1 million migrants have fled into Libya and are being sold into slavery. That's atrocious. For the price of $400, a person loses their future, their dignity, their pride, and sometimes their life. I've got friends, black, white, and brown, who say had they lived in slavery times, they wouldn't have made it because they would have said something. Well, the bad old times are back. And I want to challenge you to say something. Why are we not hearing more about this in the press, in the paper, on the news? Let our voice be heard. Repost, do everything you can. We've got to say something. We cannot be silent. Not again.
To be clear, that was not me doing the voiceover.
I was just going to say, I was listening to it and I'm like, man, Eddie's passionate.
Eddie, I know, not to, but I think this is something that I'm glad he's raising awareness of, and what organizations like IJM and the End It movement are doing.
A21.
It shines a light on why that's so important because, millions of, think about that, 1 million people. That is unfathomable. And
what are they thinking? Specifically what's happening in Libya, educate me on what's happening there. Is it that the migrants are thinking that they're getting access to Europe and a new life, and what's happening is they are being
promised a job and promised the hope of a better life, and they are starving and dying. And so even though they know realistically, like this may not be safe, someone is saying, we will take you to Europe, we will give you this job, this will provide for your family, this will be basically the European dream, the American dream, and they're going for it. And so what happens?
So even if I have to go and work for this family or whatever, at least I am provided a life, and so it's indentured servanthood.
But
basically,
what they don't know is that they're thinking, okay, I'm going to work to work for this family. What they don't know and they aren't told is that they are given a room there, but they are never allowed to leave that room. They're not told all the details. They're not told that no one speaks the language. They're not told that they aren't getting citizenship there, so they can never leave or do anything. They're not told that they are going to be, that there is somebody that essentially owns them that is like the mafia, just continually doing compound interest on some false debt that they are owed. So they are never able to repay that debt, and they are coerced by fear and violence to stay exactly where they are and continue to work for basically free and nothing. Go ahead, Jess.
I was going to say it's also similar to the situation that has unfolded in Qatar, where the migrant workers were brought in under the promises of building these kind of stadiums for World Cup, and they would be able to provide for their families. But the reality is, as soon as they enter the country, their passports and travel documents are confiscated by their employer, who it looks like the government is very complicit in this scheme, and placed in what is, like Eddie was saying, essentially these like rundown dormitory style prisons where they're forced to work in completely unsafe conditions and really have no recourse or chance to get their life back.
And I love that TD Jakes is bringing more awareness, because you would think that, because people were genuinely shocked by this video and like couldn't believe that there's a slave in the world, yet there are 40 million slaves in the world. There are more slaves right now than at any other time in human history. And the lack of awareness that we have as a general public is helped a lot by someone like TD Jakes using his profile and saying like, hey, this is happening all around the globe.
Through the work of IJM and A21 and others, obviously modern day slavery has been an issue that particularly the younger generation of the church has been very vocal about over the last 4 to 5 years. Passion Conference raised millions and tens of millions of dollars to fight there on Capitol Hill. You see Lou Giglio, and so is what's happening specifically what Dr. Jakes' video is shining light on. Is that different than the stuff that we've been hearing about? Is this because of the migrant crisis in particular, that there's almost like a new people group getting sucked into this? Because we've known about it for a few years, but this is new.
Right. It's a new hotspot.
Okay.
Right? Because of the differential in power, because those that do not have are so stark from those that do have. So it's a new hotspot. It is a very old problem and a very old formula. So it's
the same thing happening just to a new people group almost.
Wherever there is poverty, essentially wherever there is poverty, there is slavery.
It's happening in India. It's happening. It's happening
in Orlando.
Right.
It's happening everywhere.
Yeah. But I think this is a symptom of just how devastating the migrant crisis is, because it heightens the sense of desperation, because people are leaving their homes and often have no way to return. And it just is another show of how important it is for the migrant crisis to be addressed, because it's like in Gary Halligan's book, what is it, The Locust Effect, Eddie?
Yeah.
It's which looks at it, not just solving the problem of these injustices, but looking at the root of the problem of these injustices and trying to figure out how those can be addressed so that future generations can end the cycle of this type of injustice.
But what's particularly scary about Libya and places where there is a refugee crisis is like when IJM works effectively, we are essentially working in a place that has some established form of government, and we start to restart that government. We restart the laws that are in place. But in a place where there is a refugee crisis, there's no support system. There aren't like police to help. There aren't judges to make arrests. It's really a really particularly difficult situation in places where there is a refugee population being enslaved, because there's nobody there to help, and that's what makes it super sad.
And not to make this overly political, but the president's refugee ban was recently approved once again by federal courts. And for people that don't know, it bans basically all travel to 8 countries that the current administration has deemed to be, that the people in need there that would seek refuge in the United States, at this time, that he looks at them as a national security risk. Libya is on that list.
Yeah.
That's why it's important that when you hear these political issues and that play on emotions like fear, dig into what's actually happening there, because the people that are being banned from seeking refuge that are from that country or are in that country right now, a lot of them are desperate to get out, and it's a life or death situation. So when looking at things that may have political implications, look at the nuance there, because like I said, Libya is on that list of countries of people who are among the most desperate in the entire world.
Hey, in case you missed it, on the other end of the spectrum, House of Cards, Eddie's favorite Netflix show.
The show. I thought it was just our whole entire world.
Will return for one last season with Claire Underwood as the lead.
As it should have been.
After Kevin Spacey was fired from the show after some very serious sexual abuse allegations arose, questions swirled around if and how House of Cards would deal with his absence, or if it would return at all when production of the final season had been suspended. It's now been announced that Robin Wright will take Spacey's place as the primary lead. She's had a contentious relationship with the show's producers in the past, explaining that she never got equal pay despite her character's importance. She told the Rockefeller Foundation last year, "I was looking at the statistics, and Claire Underwood's character was more popular than Frank's for a period of time. So I capitalized on it. I was like, you better pay me or I'm going to go public." However, she later said, "I don't think I'm getting paid the same amount. They told me I was getting a raise, but I don't think so."
Hey, now guess who holds all the cards?
It makes sense. I mean, the last season was going that way anyway. It set it up perfectly for her to take over.
Oh, it's perfect.
Which is why I wasn't like, why wasn't that their first thought anyway? When they were like, well, we're going to have to move Spacey out of here. Like, why didn't they automatically just go, oh yeah, sure. I mean, Claire Underwood was already had the upper hand at the end of the season.
No problem.
Maybe of how to spin the narrative of getting rid of the character or something like that. That's why they had to.
Doug just tosses him in front of a train. Done.
There you go.
Now we continue on.
How are they going to kill him off, though? I mean, are they
That's what I'm
killing
saying.
him?
Is like they probably had to have like a really good plot twist or something to.
Is it going to be like
forward.
a Princess Leia thing with Star Wars, where it's just like there's a hologram Kevin Spacey
I don't think
pushed in front of a bus?
Yeah, I don't think they can have his face anywhere on that show.
Yeah,
I don't think I bet he will not appear in any way, shape, or form, and I bet they won't kill him off.
Well, then how would you explain him vanishing?
I mean, he's just not on the show. He's traveled off, or he's just not right. They got a divorce, and he moves back to his home state, and now they're doing. Now she's in charge or something.
Or it just like happens off camera and is acknowledged. Like when Charlie Sheen ran afoul of the producers of 2.5 Men back in the day, they comically casually killed him off and and had the other characters make jokes about how grisly his death was. So like they could do something like that.
Or they could Fresh Prince mom it and just recast Kevin Spacey.
Another white guy.
There are plenty of other upper middle-aged white guys to choose from.
They're not many.
They do that on shows.
They
do that on shows all the time, though, where they just find someone else to play the character. I mean,
it's Darren. It's the Darren from Bewitched thing.
Yeah,
they can't just like casually dismiss Frank Underwood though, because his character would not go down without a fight. So I think that they have to do something drastic with his character.
It is just wild though that he can't be on the episode. He can't. They can't write him off with him in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the Star Wars thing. You could just do the young Princess Leia thing.
But what if he just has like a heart attack in his sleep or something? You know?
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Well, you still would see a body being. Well, I guess you could do a body double, being carried out of the house or something.
Yeah,
right. Everybody's like,
I think we know our question of the week.
Yeah.
How should Frank Underwood be killed off camera? Remember, he's a horrible person, and so get creative here.
In real life and on the show.
I'm kind of glad that Frank Underwood isn't going to be back. I really started to hate him.
Oh, like Claire was always the most compelling part of that show.
Yeah.
Hey, in case you missed it, Chris Pratt, our good friend Chris Pratt. Not really. I just said that about John Chris. I want to be friends with Chris Pratt.
He seems like
he's like a fun guy.
He seems like he'd be able to hop in on this show without.
Oh, no problem.
Like no problem.
Yeah,
he's asked, but we can't mess up the chemistry.
Yeah, no. We're very particular.
You know what we've got here is pretty special.
Chris Pratt sang a very weird duet with Chris Stapleton on Jimmy Kimmel Live this week. He filled in as a guest host on the late night show, and it was when Jimmy had to be off for his daughter. Medical heart surgery. Son, heart surgery. 8-month-old
I love that
son.
he has guest hosts on. Very old Letterman.
So he filled in as a guest host on the late night show and had the country star spin a wheel featuring a variety of totally random songs. The duo landed on the Dirty Dancing anthem, "I Had the Time of My Life," and sang a truly strange take on the hit. Here is a clip.
You're the one thing I can't get enough of. So I tell you This could be love because I've had the time of my life. No, I've never felt this way before. Never felt this way. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. What's to the left? The left. Yeah, let's do it, man. Come on.
That's Eddie's favorite song, done in a new way.
It's my
Eddie,
number.
when you were watching that and you saw a Dirty Dancing song, it's one of the thin slices of pizza on that spinning wheel. Were you just standing up with your fingers crossed, and did you just shout like someone hit a game-winning three-pointer when they landed on it?
It was the first time since the election that I just prayed for an outcome, and it happened. Finally.
For any outcome.
Something.
Expect a miracle.
Please, I really want the Dirty Dancing.
I need this. I need this, God.
Yeah, God answers prayer.
Expect a miracle. I went to Jesse and I both went to Oral Roberts University, and it's a small Christian college but Division I athletics, because the Oral Roberts, the televangelist who founded the university, believed in sports being a platform for the gospel. Like he was like, the sports page is the everyman's Bible. So he's like, if we can be excellent in sports, then, we can be a light in the darkness, sort of a thing, right?
Sure, great.
So
works for me.
So they invested a lot into sports, had this big arena on campus, Division I athletics. And so, we're playing Oklahoma and Texas and Oklahoma State and, the big schools, Kansas. And our basketball court says Oral Roberts University on one baseline, and on the other baseline in massive letters, like the entire length of the court, expect a miracle.
Wow.
And it's
it
like,
doesn't inspire that much confidence.
And I was like, hey, maybe we can win. Hey, expect a miracle. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the most demoralizing Christian phrase you can put on a sports court.
That's really funny.
It's still there. I mean,
why not? I can do all things, or like victory in Christ or something,
Victory, I don't know. That's a little weird, but expect a miracle. I was just like, that's the most like self-deprecating faith statement
As if
ever.
you'd ever win. If you're gonna win, it's gonna be a miracle.
Right.
Yeah. I just want, I want to honor the legacy of Oral Roberts, who loves sports so much. Who knew that one day one of his former students would start a sports podcast and quote unquote interview the Pope? Now, again, did the Pope know that he was being interviewed for a podcast? Those are unclear because of translation issues. The Pope seemed very unclear about what was happening in general, but I feel like we honored the legacy of good Oral there.
And see what he did was, it's normally called a podcast, but he changed the beginning of it to Pope.
The Popecast.
So it's every man's Bible. Jokes like that land with the everyman.
Sometimes the jokes write themselves.
Those are called puns, Eddie.
Rest in peace, Oral Roberts. Is he dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's not like I thought he should be. I'm just saying it's been a while.
He was very old. I mean,
It was an awkward transition in how they wrote him off.
Goodbye.
All right, that'll do it for in case you missed it. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. You're listening to Nicole Miller. The song is Blindfolded. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard What Christmas Means to Me, CeeLo Green, the remake of the famous Stevie Wonder song. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
Okay, before I get into my slice, guys, I had a great idea just now about how they can kill off Frank Underwood. Kind of a new twist in the final season of the show.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they've kind of been in the lane, this political drama, for a while. It's the last season. Why don't you just have a little fun with it? So here's the thing. I always love those 90s movies, like where a kid inherits the Chicago Cubs and becomes the manager, or, that type of thing. That would happen like the kid cashes like $1 million check and buys a mansion. He's like the boss, That stuff happened all the time in 90s movies.
It did.
It's an incredible joke.
All the time. So First Kid with Sinbad, it's a running thing. It's a great thing. People like seeing kids in positions of power. It's hilarious.
Blank Check, I think it was the one.
Blank Check.
First Kid.
Richie Rich, or no, he was born rich.
Either way, you guys know the trope.
Yeah.
I think they diagnose Frank Underwood with Benjamin Button disease. Okay. So he suddenly he suddenly starts rapidly aging in reverse. Okay, so the title card comes. So it's the opening scene. It's very dramatic, and a doctor comes in with a clipboard. And he finds Claire, and I've got sad news for you.
Oh my gosh.
Frank is 12.
Frank has been diagnosed with Benjamin Button disease, and then it fast forwards, and it's like 6
months later,
3 years later. Yeah, and he's now a hilarious 12-year-old boy, and it's very much a comedy
with
for
a
the
bounce
last
house on the lawn and
yeah.
No, that's how they're. I just realized, joking aside, that's how they're going to do it. Right? They're just going to flash the 4 years later card.
Oh yeah, that is.
They're going to do that. They'll do flashbacks. He's dead.
She's now been president for a while or whatever.
She's running for re-election. They never have to. I mean, they'll address it, but that's how they'll do it. It's going to be the season that takes place in the future.
They just took all the fun out of it.
Very possible.
The beauty of mine is that by the final episodes, he's a baby and he's the president. A baby president. That idea alone is hilarious.
It's like, look who's talking to House of Cards.
Yeah.
Look who's talking 3, I guess.
Sometimes he's
what was
just
the one
right
with
themselves.
Sinbad in it?
First kid.
First kid. That's
first kid.
And then the Genie movie.
In the Genie
Speaking
movie.
of baby president,
The Genie movie.
Do you guys remember Michael Scott's pitch for an inspirational movie about a world leader? Was buried. I was binging. There's a listicle that went up on the site this week that people. I'm all about the plugs right now. I'm ranking all of the characters on The Office, and so I was doing some research by binge watching some old episodes. And
can you give me a spoiler? Who'd you put number 1?
Oh, there's only one answer.
It's very controversial.
Well, actually, I'm curious because I have a strong opinion about this.
Okay, here's how I based it. I said that this character gets more laughs on a per line
if you're
basis.
going Creed, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Creed Bratton, number 1.
I knew it.
Because here's why. He would fit as just as well on Always Sunny as he would on The Office. He's hilariously depraved.
The
And
problem
every line he has is hilarious.
The problem with your line of thinking is you got to think about if the character was removed, how would it affect the show?
Right.
You could remove him and it would not affect the show one beat.
I didn't say
I'm not
most
sure if Creed
valuable.
was on the last 4 seasons. He just
But he would go
still
away for episodes at a time.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, you're wrong. He's a role player, man. You're basically said that
it's Michael Scott. It has to be Michael Scott.
He was number 2.
You're basically saying Kyle Korver is the most important player on the Cavs. That's what you just said.
I said this is ranking the best characters. I think Creed is funnier.
Kyle Korver comes in and he shoots 4 shots, but he hits 3/4 of them.
It's too much of a mixed metaphor. It's too much of a mixed metaphor with sports in the show. Like Creed is a gem on that show. Michael was number 2. So Cameron, who would you have number 1?
I mean, the only thing you're debating is between Dwight, Michael, or Jim. That's what that's for number 1.
I have one of those
because the show is completely different without any of those
dead
3.
Last, is that what you just said?
One of those 3 that you
Jim
just named
Halpert
is
is dead last for Jesse. I know he doesn't like Jim.
Jim Halpert.
I'm telling you,
he's just below Robert California.
He does not like Jim as a sociopath, right? I'm just putting it for you.
Okay. His pranks on Dwight are funny. Okay, hold on. Let me say his pranks on Dwight are funny but frequently mean. He was a total jerk to Karen. Yep. Even after they were married, he could be sort of a jerk to Pam. Yeah. And he thought he was better than everyone on the show. Like Jim, I didn't ever laugh. I understood his role on the show, but he never calls me to laugh. And I don't like him as a character. I stand by the list. Look, this isn't this anyone can make a list and just say, these are the characters with top billing. I'm digging deep into the psychology of the show. And Jim is dead last, just below Robert California, who is so weird I just couldn't believe it.
Okay, I'm going to do a little inside baseball behind the scenes. In the studio today, joining us because he just started working here at Relevant this week. Welcome to the show, new Tyler Daswick.
Thank you so much.
Wow. I am assuming, now I don't know this for a fact, I don't know how affectionate or knowledgeable you are about The Office, but do you have an opinion, and will you please put Jesse in his place?
Yeah, I think there's a couple, there's 2 different philosophies at work here. Yeah. All right. If we want to keep this sports metaphor going.
Yes. Right? Kyle Korver is not the most important player on the Cavs.
Right. I love it. Now, as in sports, you've got the old guard.
Yeah.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Who's going by the eye test.
The eye test.
Going by the eye test.
That's right.
Whereas Jesse kind of taking more advanced metric.
That's right.
You're saying he's moneyballing this?
He's moneyballing The Office.
Let me, new Tyler. First of all, we're not even going to talk about
Thank
World
you,
Tyler.
Tyler,
He's
by
just
the way.
not a part of it anymore.
Yeah. Old Tyler's now that we franked him.
Poof, he's gone.
We franked him
2 years
Tyler,
later.
that is a
We don't know where
perfect
he's at.
analogy because, like I
No,
said,
hold on,
Hold on, Jesse. He's not in your corner yet.
So see, those A's rolled off a nice little win streak. That's cute.
I'm the Theo Epstein of ranking Office characters, Tyler, is what you're saying.
But I'm just thinking, new member of the staff here, coming in.
Right.
Theo Epstein, fine.
He had his moment.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the old leadership right now. Well, I'm looking right into his eyes.
Yeah, you are. He is, actually.
Wow.
He is.
I'm going to read. I'm not going to do any explanation, but just for people's context. Okay, ready? Creed, Michael, Dwight, Aaron, Kelly, Daryl, Kevin, Toby, Meredith, Oscar, Pam, Todd Packer, Mose, Stanley, Phyllis, Jan, Andy, Gabe, Ryan, Joe, Karen, Charles, Angela, Robert, California, Jim. That's the
I'm just
ranking.
going to say, I have no idea what anyone is talking
honestly,
about right now.
I disagree with you.
I don't watch sports, so I don't get any of the analogies, and I've never watched The Office.
Really?
No.
You know what?
Here's a way
You're
to break
fine.
this down.
You're fine. Just stick with what's happening now. You don't need to.
Oh my God.
Here's a way to break this down for the uninitiated.
Yes.
All right. Cameron has taken this from a pure watch the show enjoyability standpoint.
Yeah.
Who's
Old
it's
school.
affecting my experience the most as a viewer.
Old school. Yeah.
Whereas Jesse, for some sick reason, is looking at this on a weird laughs per minute per second.
He's doing a PER.
basis
He's doing a PER.
You can't even think about what he
players
enjoys.
above replacement is what I'm doing.
He's bringing math into a workplace sitcom on NBC.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you wanted to do that, why is Mose? I don't think he's even in your top 10, where he might have the highest ratio of viewer laughs per moment of screen time.
Okay.
So just a lot of
to be fair,
fallacy.
I'd like to address the Mose dilemma. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this, I thought about it a lot. He falls exactly in the middle. He is number 13. Okay. It is a list of 26 characters, and cousin Mose is 13. Here's what I said. Here's why I got him so low. This is why he's 13 and not in the top 5.
I'm listening.
Because he is funnier off screen than he is on. He is funnier when Dwight is referencing his cousin than when he's actually on the show, which is for a few fleeting moments, only a handful of times. But like when when Dwight says, "Oh, Mose doesn't," Mose still screams in his sleep because of what happened during the storm. I feel like that's a funnier line when you don't see him. That brought him down a notch. I thought about all this, Tyler. I thought about it.
You know what you're describing is you're describing a locker room veteran, right? Now, I'm a fan of the Phoenix Suns, terrible garbage basketball team, but key member of the Suns roster, we still need that savvy veteran who's going to sit in the locker room and school the young guys. He's not going to appear in the game.
Right.
It's not like Mose is going to appear on screen.
But he's throughout the game.
Exactly.
Right.
His presence is felt.
My
I
issue
understood something.
My
And
issue
that has
is
value.
when I talk to people about The Office, they always like, well, it was great. And then it just kind of, after Michael left, it fell apart. It wasn't, it wasn't the same show, wasn't good. So I'm like, I think everybody agrees with that. He's your LeBron. He's your most important player, because if you take that one player off, last year when LeBron didn't play for the Cavs, you still had Kyrie, you still had Kevin Love, you had 2 All-Stars and the rest of the roster, but no LeBron. The Cavs were 0-8. When you take Michael Scott off The Office, look what happened that last season. They're 0-12.
Hey, look, listen. It's a list that people can choose to debate. They'll be wrong, but they can choose to debate it, and that's why I threw it out into the internet.
That's the beauty of the internet. All right, that's a good intro to our new Tyler. Thanks for setting Jesse straight.
Hoping to not be new Tyler forever.
I would start looking for another Tyler then.
We were trying yesterday. Yesterday, we were in an editorial meeting with Tyler Huckabee.
Tyler the Third.
Tyler Huckabee is on staff still, and so we were trying to figure out, because Tyler Daswick and Tyler Huckabee were in the same meeting.
Oh boy!
And we were trying to how do we refer to each other? So we just settled on Grandpa Tyler, and he was not happy with that. Yeah, Tyler and Grandpa Tyler.
Either way, before I jump into my slice, the reason I brought up the Office thing, because
I was like, what's your slice, Eddie?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, either way, before we start,
because Michael Scott once pitched a movie about a world leader, like our preposterous House of Cards scenario. His pitch, which he said he started crying when he thought of, was he had no arms and no legs. He couldn't see, speak, or hear. This is how he led a nation. That's Michael Scott's ultimate inspiration. All right, so let's do my actual slice. I'll keep it kind of quick. Okay, so it's coming to the time of year where we do year-end lists. I love year-end lists, and a lot of them are done a lot of them are just people's opinions, which I hate. When I see a list, I want it to be undebatable, matter of fact, using numbers and things to come up with undebatable lists of pop culture stuff. That's what Twitter did with their list of the most retweeted tweets of the year. Some of them are pretty, inspiring. A tweet about someone tweeting out a suicide hotline that raised a lot of awareness about people who need help was retweeted more than 600,000 times. A guy saying that he's going to donate 6 pounds of dog food to Houston for every retweet he got retweeted over 600,000 times.
Wow.
It's President Obama's final tweet of his presidency. It's been an honor to serve you. You made me a better leader and a better man, over 600,000 times. Another tweet about raising money for the victims of the Houston hurricane, in which an organization pledged to give money for every retweet, got over 1 million. But there was one that stood out. Coming in second place was a tweet that received 1.7 million tweets, and it was the one I think we talked about on the show before. It featured an image of President Obama looking at a diverse group of children in a window of a school, and he used the quote, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion." A beautiful tweet. Got 1.7. But one was far and away. So number 2 got 1.7 million retweets. Number 1 got 3.6 million. Far and away the most retweeted tweet of 2017. Can anyone guess
I know
what that tweet was?
Wendy's Nugget Kid.
Wendy's Nugget Kid beat President Obama and his message for world peace.
Serious?
Yeah, that's great.
Carter Wilkerson tweeted, "Yo, Wendy's, how many retweets for a year of free nuggets?" Wendy's replied, 18 million, to which he said, "Consider it done." This is in a direct message exchange, which he then tweeted an image of this. And the retweet that actually got the retweet was the image of this back and forth between Wendy's, in all capitals, Carter Wilson tweeting, "Help me please, a man needs his nugs." That was the most retweeted tweet of 2017. At some point, there's going to be like a cultural anthropologist who looks back at what social media can tell us about the psychology of our modern times of 2017 and see this as far and away more popular than any message about peace or helping people, and really come up with some interesting conclusions about what our society values.
I do think it's interesting, though. I mean, take the intellectual route, looking back in history when they look at how did social media affect or reveal the American psyche or whatever.
Yeah.
The fact of crowdsourcing. We never had the opportunity to crowdsource anything before. Now, all of a sudden,
it's pretty democratic.
Anything you're passionate about, anything you want help with or whatever, you can literally just post and it could go and it could happen. It gives people who didn't have access to platforms or power or influence the ability to do this, and this kid could have a lifetime of free nugs.
Very true.
You know?
I got to say, too, in truth about that tweet, I loved it because, and I don't think, you could make the case that, this just talks about America and how dumb we are, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just, we needed something that was just silly and funny.
Trivial.
There is a lot of seriousness this year.
Yeah. I wonder if cultural anthropologists of the future will wonder if nugs had medicinal powers or something because they were so important.
I think nugs will be a primary food staple for many generations.
I gotta say, call them
I don't see nugs going.
Seriously, that's the reason.
They're a very efficient food. It's a little pocket-sized protein.
I will never say
very
the word
cheap from
nugget
Wendy's.
again.
No, nugs is the best way to say it.
A man needs his nugs.
It does.
Nugget is too long a word for such a tiny little food.
That's right.
The word matches the food now.
Yeah. All right. What do you have, Eddie?
Well, I would like to talk about just a modern day hero, a U.S. Army medic. His name is Alex Bowen, and I love this guy.
Just so everybody knows, we're not playing the TD Jakes documentary clip again. This is Eddie's slice.
Eddie's grizzly voice.
So Alex Bowen, apparently U.S. Army medic, was having quite a night, and in the middle of the night, it would appear as though he had, maybe been having some root beer or something, went out, and he headed to, of course, where else are you going to go? Waffle House. So he walks into the Waffle House at, I forget what time it is. Oh, it was like 3 a.m. Yeah, he walks into the Waffle House and he sees the entire staff asleep. So the staff at this Waffle House, and there's a picture of it.
So the Waffle House was empty.
Right. There's nobody in the Waffle House. It's 3 a.m. He and a buddy have really tied one on. He heads into the Waffle House, and all the employees are asleep. And I get it, right? These are hard jobs. They've been working a long day. And he starts Instagramming and taking pictures of this entire experience. So he's standing at the counter waiting for anyone to come and serve him. And after about 10 minutes, he and his friends start to get suspicious, and they take a peek behind and they look and they see this just young woman with just asleep. And they're like, okay. So what does Alex decide to do? Alex hops over the counter and makes his own little snack.
Oh, wow.
So Alex, he begins to make himself he took pictures of himself frying bacon, to making this entire sandwich. He created for himself a Texas bacon cheese steak melt, and he recorded each step of it. Now, each step of it, as you can see in some of the pictures, is like him taking a 3 a.m. super drunk selfie in front of him making it. So he jumps over, he makes his own entire meal. He then scrapes and cleans the grill and leaves, and no one knew he was there. Let me just talk about this on a few levels.
I mean, there was a Curb Your Enthusiasm this year where like they were waiting for the food. The food was up in the window, and there was like, well, the server doesn't see it. I see our food. I'll just go get it. And it was a whole episode about, you don't do that. Yeah. But like I've been tempted to do that. Yeah. Like I see my food. I'm hungry. I can just do it myself. I don't need to wait for them.
Right.
So get a refill yourself, or I've seen I need a ketchup bottle. I know where the little server stand is. Right. I'll go get my own ketchup bottle.
I'm gonna have to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
And this guy's a U.S. Army medic, an army of one. He knows how to be resourceful and thoughtful. He jumps the counter. Now, what they didn't say is, did he pay?
That's what I was gonna ask.
It doesn't say in the article. My hope is that
he came back later and paid.
Oh, good. So Waffle House kind of replied, and they were like, while we appreciate his resourcefulness, we also would ask that, customers not jump the counter and cook their own food. And the district manager called and apologized to him for having everyone be asleep.
They also offered him a job as a cook, and they kind of cryptically put, we may be hiring at that location.
Yeah.
Does she still have a job?
They did not say. But
she got suspended for a week.
I don't think
poor
she
girl.
does.
Yeah.
Poor girl. Anyway, this guy's a hero, and I just wanted to bring him to your attention because we all need a little bit of good news. And Alex, you are our good news.
That is pretty epic.
I got a fast food etiquette question since we're on the topic. I know we got to move along here, but you're at,
we always have time for this.
You're at one of these establishments, right? And it's a very long line at the register. You finally got your food, you took a seat, and you need like a condiment that's behind the counter.
Right. You gotta get Chick-fil-A sauce.
It's one of these places that don't have. Do you just walk up to do you cut the line and just ask the person?
100%. You settle right up. You get eye contact. You're like, I just need a sauce. Can I get a sauce?
You do not stand in line.
Why would you stand in line?
That's side counter.
Because everyone's thinking you're cutting. Everyone's like, hey, it's back there, pal. I need my food too.
You go to the side. Eddie's right.
Yeah, side
you
counter.
go to the side of the counter in some respect, and then just kind of flag them down.
Yeah, you're on a request to sidebar.
You're not in a register line. You go.
No.
You go
it's
somewhere
a touchy thing. If it's the lunch rush, you're going to get some dirty looks.
Once you've paid, you have jurisdiction over the entire restaurant for the duration of
You
your
could
meal.
hop the counter and make yourself something else.
Yeah, whatever you need to do. You go get an extra pickle pack. Go get it. Just help yourself. You've already paid. Well done.
Right. What do you have, Andre?
Okay. My story is a story about an activist. This man,
What a buildup.
Pastor David Grisham,
Okay.
self-described Christian evangelist,
Good buddy.
Self-described.
Yeah,
Let me stop you there.
yeah. When someone says they're an apostle, you're like, oh, good.
Taunted children and their parents who were waiting to meet Kris Kringle at a Santa Claus house in North Pole, Alaska. There's a video of this on the Huffington.
Wait. North Pole, Alaska.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And this is not a mall Santa. This is... They made like this is a special thing.
Yeah, there was a lot that you said in that. In a Santa Claus house, I assumed that was a weird word for a mall, but that's like
it's some kind of store or whatever. And this guy walks in so that he can ruin these young people's childhood by telling them that Santa Claus is not real. Mm-hmm. Jesus is the reason for the season.
Yes. So basically, the street evangelist in front of every concert I've ever been to, telling us that we're all going to hell because we're going to a secular concert or something like that.
That was true.
Except he walked in and decided to tell all the kids that were there and they're in front of their parents that Santa Claus is not real, which I thought about this for a while. Like, what possesses a person to like get up out of bed and go down to the store just for this message? What? Addiction is
no conviction.
Conviction, yeah.
Addiction could have worked as well.
Addicted to Jesus, A2J. Yeah. Carmen and DC Talk taught us that in the early 90s.
I see that hand in the back. Amen.
Of all the important things in the world to go out and protest, this is.
I'll say this. I'll be the contrarian here. I can see the disdain you guys are talking about for the self-described evangelist. I like the cut of this guy's jib. He's the reason. I proclaim it. I don't care the age of the hearer. It is the message. You know, I've gone to various malls. He's the reason, and we got a fraud up there. He's not the real Santa. I've been removed. I've been roughed up. But you know, it's go into all the world. It's the My Great Commission.
Yeah, why can't Christians just let people, just let
worship
children.
Santa? Just worship him. Who cares?
Just worship him.
I'm not saying that. We're just, but I mean, there's no harm in your children.
I feel like I haven't heard the general disdain for Santa, though, from Christian. Like, that's not a typical Christian, even a Christian weirdo thing, right?
No, you haven't heard that? You haven't
I
heard
thought people were generally fine with Santa.
You haven't heard people say things like Santa's just Satan with the letters rearranged and stuff like that?
But he's based on Saint Nicholas, a Christian saint.
Yes.
Right. Did you guys believe in Santa?
I'll say this:
I think
if Satan
child
is
does.
basically Santa, I'm not that afraid of Satan anymore because he kind of sounds cool because he's giving everybody his present. So I'm not saying to be into Satan, but I'm saying if he is Santa, then man, he's got a bad rap with Christians because actually this dude's kind of all right.
Because I leave 3 cookies. Satan can't even finish 3 cookies. He leaves crumbles. Who cares? This guy isn't that tough. Right? How hard is it to finish 3 normal sugar cookies? Right?
Oh, so what happened? Did he get arrested?
Well,
how did it make the news?
Okay,
like who?
It's on Huffington Post, and I'm watching this video, and I'm going, why is everyone just kind of ignores him? Like, there are a couple store attendants that come over and ask him to leave very nicely, but I'm sitting here wondering, like, why are no parents like turning around and saying, "Hey, man, get out of here"? Like our kids are listening to you. Everyone just kind of like freezes.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's one of those things. I can't believe this is happening. Everybody freezes. I could see that.
Yeah.
But I've seen videos of this happen before, and usually the parents will try and intervene and stop the guy. Yeah.
I just really can't believe Santa is I've really never heard the pushback.
I get Christians of a certain generation being dismayed at the commercialism of the holiday, the lack of, the religious importance of what's being celebrated and the commercialization, just like, we're all singing Jingle Bells and Winter Wonderland songs and not Jesus songs and the hymns.
Yeah.
And I get it. We don't want to lose the true meaning and whatever. And frankly, as a parent, I'm very aware of trying to, keep the magic of Christmas alive for my child, but also instill like the real kind of Christian heritage and what we're remembering here. But
you're not heading down to Millennia and going screaming.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't we leave? Why can't it be a both and? Why does it have to be either or? Is my only question. And come on, Christians, calm down. That's what I'm saying.
I'll say this. I'll tell you why. Because one day the wheat will be separated from the chaff, and the people who didn't go in there and warn those 4 children about Satan/Santa, who, like I said, not a bad dude when you really think about it. Either way, Either way, I got to follow my heart here. Here's the thing. I err on the safe side. And if I feel like the right thing to do is scream at a bunch of kids, I scream at them all the time.
That is
true. It's a gray area. It's a gray area, Cameron. That's what it comes down to.
All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Drake joins us.
I can never run, I can never run, I can never run, I can never run away. I can never run, I can never run, I can never change. I can never run, I can never run, I can never run, I can never run away. I can never run, I can never run, I can never change. I will stand by, just to stand by you. I will stand by, just to stand by you.
You're listening to Lawrence Rothman. The song is Stand By. Well, this week's featured performance is brought to you by Warby Parker, a new concept in eyewear founded with a rebellious spirit and a lofty goal to create boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point.
I'm glad you're bringing them up. We need to talk about Warby Parker.
Yes, we do. Available exclusively through Warby Parker's website and retail stores. Glasses start at just $95, including the prescription lenses. And it's eyewear with a purpose. Almost 1 billion people worldwide lack access to glasses. And for every pair of glasses that Warby Parker sells, they bring vision to somebody in need. The great thing about Warby Parker is they have a free home try-on program. You can order 5 pairs of glasses and try them on for 5 days with no obligation to buy. It ships free, includes a prepaid return shipping envelope. Just go to warbyparker.com/relevant to order your free home try-ons today. If you have an iPhone X, make sure to download Warby Parker's app where you can use their brand new feature, Find Your Fit. So Find Your Fit uses the iPhone X's true depth camera to map and measure key facial features. Using these measurements, Find Your Fit recommends approximately 12 Warby Parker frames that are likely to be the best fit for your face. The process is seamless and takes only a few seconds. It's super cool. I have been a Warby Parker customer for years, like long before they sponsored the show. I have a ton of Warby Parkers. Their home try-on thing is a game changer. I mean, honestly, it's a seamless experience and it's affordable glasses. And then they give a pair to someone in need. It's just a great company. Great style, great purpose, great quality. Love them. Again, head to warbyparker.com/relevant to order your free home try-on pairs today. Cody Carnes is a singer-songwriter and worship leader that blurs the line between traditional praise and worship and progressive kind of anthemic rock. He recently stopped by the Relevant Studios for an exclusive live performance playing songs off his new album, which is called The Darker the Night, The Brighter the Morning, as well as a sit-down interview. So that's what you're about to experience. We're going to do one of his in-studio performances. We'll come back, talk to him, and then we'll hear another track from Cody.
Your waves and your breakers wash over me. Deep calls to deep in the mysteries. I don't want to wait a moment more. You're here, right here. I'm just gonna throw open the doors. My heart is yours to the end of time. To the end of time. I'm yours to the end of time. I'm yours and you're mine. Your name is my safe house, my refuge, Savior, my anchor. I run to you. I'm safe and sound in your sanctuary. One thing I ask, one thing I seek, to be with you, always to be with you. Whom shall I fear when my God is with me? I'm safe and sound in your sanctuary. One thing I ask, one thing I seek, to be with you, always to be with you, to the end of time. To the end of time, I'm yours. To the end of time, I'm yours, and you're mine. To the end of.
That was Cody Carnes. Make sure to check out his new album, The Darker the Night, The Brighter the Morning.
When I need small reminder, when my legs cannot find the road, when I'm heavy with my burden, so my bed is tired and bold. All these questions I've collected, it brings the answer to my ear. Because my God has a telephone, hear it ringing in the morning. My God has a telephone, hear him calling out a warning.
You're listening to the Flying Stars of Brooklyn, New York. The song is My God Has a Telephone. When Cody Carnes came through the studio, Andre, you actually got the chance to talk to him, huh?
Yeah, I did. And he is, first off, just a really great guy, like really great energy coming into the studio. And, you know,
Did you ask him about being married to Carrie Job?
I did a little bit.
It's Carrie Job's husband.
I didn't want to make a huge deal out of it and like make the interview entirely about that, but but I did ask him, you know, what is it like, you know, two worship leaders, like, because they're like the dream power couple of every Christian college student, right? Like every, you know, worship leader marries a worship leader and they just worship God all the time in their house and stuff like that. And
well, I mean, I was at the Outcry tour or something like that, and Cody performed, and then Carrie came out, and then Carrie performed, and it was a whole thing.
And they do a duet on his album that is actually like really good. Like I don't listen to a lot of worship music anymore, just, you know, when I'm not at church. But I did listen to.
Why is that? Let's dig into that.
Dude, I don't either.
I've kind of embraced this Santa Satan thing. It's a lot of confusion right now, and I'm not into worshiping one deity until I crack this nut. I'll say that.
The duet that he has with Carrie is like super interesting. I thought that I was listening to like M83 or, you know, something like James Blake inspired or something. I mean, it's not that out there, but
right.
You can tell that like he's listening to all of these other artists and other sounds that are going on, and he's letting it come through in his music.
That's awesome.
Really interesting and really cool.
Here is part of Andre's conversation with Cody Carnes.
I wanted to mention my favorite song of the singles that you've released.
Yeah.
Is Till the End of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for a few reasons. First off, the studio version is so interesting musically, like the synthesizers and the groove and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm listening, and you know, a common criticism of Christian music is that, you know, it's predictable, it's formulaic, it's you know, but that just sonically, it's so interesting and so, and also, I mean, Carrie's on it, you know, and I just thought, but it's funny, like maybe the first half of the song, I'm thinking, so is this like a duet? Like, are they singing to each other? You know, like there's this interesting like connection of like you two being bride and groom singing to one another. Yeah. And I don't know. So, and I wonder, was that intentional? You know, like the Bible talks about how the bride of Christ and Jesus and the church. And
I mean, we're definitely not singing to each other. It's not intentional, but it does have that. I think people can liken it. It's a pop song, so people can kind of liken it. Normally when you hear pop music, you hear songs about love and whatever else. And what I loved about this album is that I wanted to take all of those sounds and all of that pop vibe that I love and make a worship album with it. I'm like, why not? Why does that sound, or why does that like level of excellence in production, why does it have to be limited to pop? Why can't we bring it into worship music? Why can't? And it's been amazing because I've seen people connect with it that maybe don't connect with some worship music, and I love worship music. So I'm a fan. I'm not a critic whatsoever, but I just felt that this is the sound that God put in my heart to put out. The sound that God put in my heart to make for whatever reason. I felt like I'm called to this time right now. And there's all these reasons that I don't even understand yet why God said, I need you to create this. I need you to make this sound in the earth. And it's been fun to just, in these first couple months, I'm only 2 months in, 3 months in, but it's been fun to watch people be drawn to it that in that way of like, man, I've never liked this kind of music, but I love this. And I've never been to a worship experience, but I want to come see you live, and I want you to show me what that's like. So I love the way that it's drawing new people in, and it's so exciting. And I just made an album that sounded like what I wanted music to sound like. All my favorite types of music are all kind of just in this melting pot in my album. But I'm also a worship leader, and I love leading people to Jesus. I love singing about Jesus and singing to Jesus. And so, man, it's a dream really for me to just kind of marry all those things together.
Yeah, I mean, you're pulling things that are familiar to people on several different levels. Not just musically, but people, we all, especially in American culture, we have this relationship with love, and for it to sound like a pop song, to sound like a love song, but the things that you also are bringing in, like especially in the second half of the song where the lyrics go, like it's very clear like what you're singing about. That's really cool.
For sure.
So while we're talking about what you sound like, has anyone ever told you that you sound like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
No.
You've never gotten that comparison
No, are you serious?
Before? I'm dead serious.
What do you mean?
I'm so glad you asked me that question.
That's a massive compliment. I don't know what you mean by that.
But you do sound like, because the title of the album is...
The darker the night, the brighter the morning,
Right, and Dr. King talks about how only in the darkest of night can we see the stars.
Yes.
And I've been reading through Dr. King's work lately, very recently, and we're familiar with a couple of his speeches, but if you ever read some of his sermons, the hope that Dr. King had for racial justice and for solidarity and justice and all that kind of stuff was. It's challenging, not just the truth that he speaks about the nature of our country, but that optimism. Sometimes I look at it and I go, how could you ever? And the title of your album, has that really strong, confident hope. And I wondered, where does that hope come from for you? And where can people get some of that?
I mean, it really comes from just. I've lived a life thus far just seeing Jesus do miraculous things, seeing Jesus do things in really impossible situations. We just walked through an impossible situation, what it seemed impossible in our family. We lost a little niece, and man, it crushed our family. It's what Carrie's album The Garden is about. It's really that, and I've just seen just a lot of scenarios in my life. I grew up in a single parent home. I grew up, really in a place where I should have ended up really messed up. I should have, the normal path for me would have been to just be on drugs or just be messed up or something like that. And I watched God just all along my life just step in and do impossible things. And it really just kind of built this hope in me to go, okay. And then when I look at the Word of God, I look at like all the stories in the Old Testament when there's an army of 300 against an army of 30,000. And the army of 300 is God's army. It's God's people. It's the people that God are with. And you watch God do these like crazy things where the army of 300 somehow wins because God's on their side. You watch God do crazy things in Acts 16. Paul and Silas are in prison and they get beaten up and they get thrown into prison. They're chained to a wall. They start singing hymns to God and praying to God. God brings an earthquake and sets them free, sets every prisoner around them free. And so the whole Bible, I mean, you look at the cross and the resurrection, impossible situation, God intervenes, God does what only God can do. And so I have to know that if I see an impossible situation in my life, if we see an impossible situation in our country, anywhere we see impossible situations, that we turn to God, we ask God to intervene. That's what God does. You know, I actually have a line in one of my songs, a song called "Full of Faith" on the record, and I have a line. The second verse says, "You love the impossible things because they lead the way to miracles." So I'm looking doubt in the face. You have to bow to Christ, my hope. So really, we can hope in Jesus, and I've just seen it. I've just seen it in my life in so many scenarios, and I see it all through the Word of God. And I just feel this. I feel this hope. I feel this responsibility, really, to make music that can help people, remind people of that Jesus is the only hope. Jesus is the only answer. And you know, this is just my opinion, but I think it's possible that some things may be, there's some things that we can find hope in that aren't of God. There's some things that people can find their hope in. Some people can find hope in government. Some people can find hope in leadership, and they can find this kind of peace and this hope and this security in things that really that aren't God. And it's possible that some of those things are being eliminated so that Jesus is the only one left standing. That really Jesus is the only one that we can put our hope in. Jesus is the only one that's always gracious, always kind, always full of love. Isn't full of any sort of hate, isn't full of any sort of bigotry or anything that we see going on. Jesus is the one that's the opposite of all that we can turn to, we can run to, we can find our peace in. And so it is a very interesting time, and I mean that's a massive compliment to be, but I really do believe that we're going to see some amazing things that cannot be denied, that Jesus is on the throne, in control. We're already seeing them, we're seeing them in all sorts of ways, and I believe it's only going to get stronger. And I'm frankly excited about it. It's a crazy time, but I think there's no better time for the church to rise up and just love and just be the hope to the world. So it's good.
Yeah, I mean, no one could deny that we live in some crazy times. There's a lot of occasion for fear and outrage, and no matter what side of the fence or conversation you're on, that we're just surrounded by it, and it can be really difficult for people to stay hopeful. And so I love that when you start talking about this, you start talking about all of these stories in the Bible, like in the Word of God, that are like past behavior is indicative of future behavior. That to say like God intervenes, we know because I've seen God do this. I've heard these stories, I've read these stories, I believe these stories, and I've seen God do it in my own life. I hear you saying, and that's really beautiful. And I wonder, for people who do, look at the news and they might find themselves in despair, right? Like you talk about coming to Jesus, how do you think that Jesus might answer, the strife and division and all that we see around us?
I mean, to me, it's the opposite of the heart of God. It's the heart of God is love and unity, and I don't know how Jesus would answer it, honestly. I don't know what Jesus would say, but I do know that God is love, and I do know, I mean, Jesus offers hope. Jesus says that even while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So he came into a situation and offered up his life. And I think that's the thing that we have to do as the church, is we have to offer ourselves. We have to serve people. And there's been this epidemic in the church where we're so quick to criticize and so quick to judge and so quick to say, well, it's not my problem, or it's not. And that's the opposite of what Jesus did. Jesus came into a world like that and said, I'm I'm going to serve you. I'm going to love. I'm going to offer my life up for you. And I think that's what he would do now. I think what he's already done is what's still being. We're still living in what Jesus has already done.
Yeah.
You know, and and so I think as a church, and I see it turning, which I see it changing. I see the church becoming aware of themselves and becoming aware of ourselves. I'm a part of that. Of just realizing like, wow, we haven't really been that kind, you know? We've been pretty judgmental. We've been kind of pretty much in our own little circles, and man, we should just reach out, go beyond, and we should go beyond the four walls of the church and start to build relationship with people and start to love people and extend the grace that's been extended to us, you know? And so I feel like that's turning, and I feel like that's really the way that Jesus is going to come through in all this is the church. The church is the answer. And so we have to love people. We have to accept. We have to stand on the truth, not let the truth waver, of course. But Jesus did truth and love 100% of both. He did this truth and love tandem. And I think just as I ask Jesus all the time, help me to know how to do that. Help me to know how to be full truth and full love and grace, and that's the mission that I'm on with every person in my life.
That was Cody Carnes. Stay tuned. Up next, Drake. Listening to Ruby Cube. The song is Heartbeat. Well, this week's feature performance is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers your favorite step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy. HelloFresh is convenient. You can choose a delivery day that works best for your busy schedule, and you can actually pause the account even for weeks at a time when you're out of town. I'll tell you, I take advantage of that feature. I just got another box Monday and was cooking HelloFresh last night.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm in, but I also can look at my schedule and go, well, I'm traveling next week, not gonna be able to do it. So I just get it on the app and pause it, and it's no problem.
Better than holding it via the post office, because then it would all just be sitting at the post office.
It'd be mushy.
Right? You don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, you got to have it fresh.
Hello.
HelloFresh offers a wide variety of chef-curated recipes that change weekly. You have 3 plans to choose from: classic, my favorite; veggie, Eddie's favorite; and family. And right now, HelloFresh is offering a special deal for Relevant Podcast listeners. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com/relevant and enter offer code RELEVANT30, 30s for the $30 off.
Clever.
You'll like it. It's delicious. Cohen likes cooking with me. He thinks he's going to be on MasterChef Junior one day because I had him chop the tomatoes last night.
There's not a compelling reason why he wouldn't be.
Yeah, I know. Put your mind to it, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, if a medic can cook his own Waffle House meal, I believe in your culinary potential as well. That's what I told him.
That's their new slogan. HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
If a medic can cook his own meal, we can get Cameron to figure out a good dinner.
Kind of long.
Hey, when Cody Carnes came through the studio, he performed a couple of songs for us. Now, as if you've been listening to the show, you know that we're just moved locations. We were building out new sets and studios in downtown Orlando. We are recording in temporary aesthetics, I would say. Cody came in with his whole band, and so it was amazing.
Yeah.
But we wanted to film it. So we had the space, let's film it. And the performance was awesome. Well, performing Hold It All, here is Cody Carnes. That was Cody Carnes. Hey, if you want to see the videos of these performances, make sure to go check out the Relevant YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Up next, it's your feedback.
I miss that feeling, the collide and hovering, like my own discovering, eagerly, tenderly. I miss that feeling, the could spread into an inch, into a burn, into a twitch, slow and even.
You're listening to Tennis. The song is I Miss That Feeling. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Do we have any corrections and apologies this week?
I won't correct her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, last week, the question of the week, we got asking you about internet wormholes.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse was telling us how he became very well versed in the flat Earth turtle theory.
That's right.
Which we all know. I mean, we're still going with our
I
theory.
went down a flat Earth wormhole recently.
I didn't get the whole turtle all the way down thing until I looked at the picture of what a flat earther thinks the Earth looks like, and I got the turtle thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jesse's known for being
complete lunatic,
a complete lunatic, and the internet wormhole, finding himself in internet wormholes pretty regularly. We wanted to know the best internet wormhole you've ever gone down. You guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you posted also on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here are a few of our favorites.
Well, Kelsey Mattis, I seriously could do a whole podcast about internet wormholes each episode because I love it so much. And Kelsey Mattis talked about one that I've done a deep dive on. And she said, at the risk of sounding like a bunker-dwelling conspiracy theorist, I have spent far too much time researching MK Ultra to the point that she thought about sending a Freedom of Information request to the government for. Do you guys know what MK Ultra is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just about to
this is Andre listening to us talk about The Office. He has no clue. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I also just love that it was a side note that we may not know what it is because he's just assumes like, oh, they all know. They're pretty
MK Ultra. Da da da.
It was the CIA's covert mind control program that it ran for like 50 years, trying to figure out if it could control people's minds and like do like telekinetic things. It was a super secretive program, but they ran it for decades.
Wait, is it existed for real?
Yeah, it existed for real. And there's a lot of no. It really existed, and there's a lot of secrecy around it. One of the people, there's a great book by the journalist John Ronson, who's kind of done a deep dive into this and a lot of conspiracy theories, if anyone's interested.
I got to tell you, one of my unintended favorite parts of this entire question is that I just realized, like, I just have to bring it up real quick, and then Jesse's going to fully fill us in on every nuance of it because he knows all of these deep dives.
I do know all of them.
I know you do. It's amazing.
I have no issue with that.
Greg Kozlowski said, may none forget the parallel universe conspiracy surrounding those beloved children's books. Is it Berenstain Bears with an E or Berenstain? How does it work, Jesse? Berenstein or Berenstain? Tell us.
It's that one is a lot of people remember it spelled with an E when it's actually spelled with an A. And the common solution for that is that it's a collective false memory. A lot of like that. So for some reason, a mass amount of people believe something that never happened. It's like a lot of people who believe they saw that Sinbad Genie movie when there was never one that ever existed. Right. But the alternate theory is that in a parallel universe where there are only slight variations of our own, that it was actually spelled with an E, and at some point those parallel universes no longer became parallel, and they intersected, and people who lived in the universe with the E now live in the universe with the A, and are pretty sure of that fact. That's where that conspiracy theory is.
Wow.
Yeah. Spencer Gilliand said, I went down a pretty deep rabbit hole after listening to Jesse's infamous World's Largest Twins breakdown. Seriously, how could I not research that? I regret nothing. That is a fascinating, tragic story, but one of them did go down in a blazing glory, attempting to jump over Niagara Falls.
Can you please give us a quick recap of what happened to them? I don't care if we don't get to any more feedback. It's my favorite thing.
Okay, do you guys remember? do you guys guys remember getting the Guinness Book of World Records when you were a kid?
Oh yeah,
yeah, of course.
The best.
Okay, so
huge guys on the
it's not like
mopeds.
it is now. Now they're like a coffee table book with these big, images. Like back then, it was like this little fat book, and and they had just like really, it was almost like a weird like encyclopedia type of thing. And people with like long fingernails. It wasn't anyone setting any cool records. It was mostly like human oddities and things. On the last page, it was always the world's largest twins riding 2 motorcycles that barely look like they can go down the road.
When we're saying large, we're not talking about height. We are talking about width. So these are like 600-pound,
but they kind of owned it,
riding motorcycles. So it was a a stunning visual.
You're big.
On an episode years ago that was recorded on the week of magazine deadline, where I had not been sleeping very much. They came up, and I had told Adam, who was on the show that day, just an interesting trivia fact, because one day I was just fascinated about who these guys were, and I read a lot about them. And one of them...
Internet wormhole.
One of them perished attempting to basically jump over Niagara Falls on the motorcycle, which there was no way he was going to make.
That is so sad.
No. It is so sad.
No.
It's
It was
so
an
sad.
immediate, like the front tire got over the ledge and it was straight down from there. There was I don't think there was movement. I'm
going to read another one. Dustin recently spent a 2-hour journey into the world of Japanese game shows when YouTube suggested that I might enjoy a clip from the show called Slippery Stairs. Thank you, YouTube. I did enjoy it very, very much. Hey, Dustin, you could have also seen that if you're on relevantmagazine.com when I posted the slice. Slippery stairs should be an Olympic sport. It's a fascinating clip. I'm mad you didn't see it via slices first, but I'm glad you at least came across.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more. If you want to find yourself in some internet wormholes, go look at the ones that our other listeners have found themselves in. It's funny.
Can I throw one more out there that people need to go deep dive in? That's very weird. That Avril Lavigne either retired or mysteriously vanished years ago, and a body double has taken her place.
That's a good one.
There's a lot of compelling evidence on the
Avril Lavigne does
thing.
not exist anymore, and it's her body double playing her life.
Yeah.
No way.
It's wild.
And people there's like websites dedicated to this.
Oh my
These are the kind of
goodness.
wormholes I'm talking about going
This is a Kevin Spacey possibility.
Yes, that's what could happen.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, the guy that plays the main agent on S.H.I.E.L.D., that guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's just Kevin Spacey, and no one really says anything.
Yeah, it's a Darren situation.
You can't really...
From Bewitched.
Right, new Becky.
Yeah. New Becky.
New Becky.
New Avril.
Right, new Avril.
Whose name is April. All right, that'll do it for last week's feedback. It's time for this week's
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, okay, we know earlier in the show we thought the question of the week wrote itself, the Kevin Spacey thing, but you know what? Eddie ruined it for everybody by saying they're going to fast forward. And now that's actually what's going to happen, and there's no fun in that anymore.
And I got to also say, since that was recorded, if that ends up being how they do it, I would like a producer credit, and I would like a cut of the royalties, because it feels like I'd like
also Netflix, Eddie, be quiet if you turn him into a baby president. Please call me. Right. It would not be fair if I was not consulted.
Oh my God. Those options have been...
I've got some ideas, and by ideas I mean some very expensive mock-up
intellectual
scripts
property
that I've written.
Turning him into a baby is a beautiful idea.
So for this week's question of the week, we want to shift modes a little bit. We brought the slice earlier about the evangelist, the self-described Christian evangelist, who's making it his life's work to educate the children about the real meaning of Christmas. We think maybe his methods leave a little bit to be desired. But, a lot of us really do feel that tension this time of year, that the Christmas... the version of Christmas that's being kind of forced upon us by American culture and commercialism.
The crush of Christmas.
Yeah, is not what it's about. And it's like trying to find that balance of rest and joy and being with family, and also being generous and give back and not get lost and not losing the real meaning in the midst of all of that.
Yeah, that's right.
How do we do it as believers, as Christians? How can we maybe chart a different course for this? Maybe we can tilt the trajectory in a healthy way, unlike what self-described evangelists might be trying to do. So for this week's question of the week, we want to know maybe a tradition that you have or your favorite thing that you do to celebrate Christmas with intentionality and maybe a little bit more depth and purposefulness than just going to the mall and taking out your credit card.
Well, that was mine, but I can do a different one. One of my favorite ones is once a year, there's this little tiny church in town that does like one of those living nativities.
Yeah.
And it's just like the youth group puts on the play. And
so they build like the big kind of manger thing, and then
it's
actors
very
wear robes,
and the whole thing is very unimpressive, you know. And then there's like a voiceover person that's reading the Christmas story. And
so is it like a 8 o'clock performance, or is this just going on all night and people kind of just
it's an 8
drive
o'clock
by?
performance, and there's like 50 people there. It's a real small little church thing we just stumbled upon because we used to live close to this church, and then everybody goes into the fellowship hall afterwards, and all the old ladies have made cookies and they take pictures, and it's just a really sweet thing. But I find that in the entire season, we get to do a lot of fun, like Christmas parties and stuff like that. There's a real grounding moment for that because the girls can quote the story, and it's just like this beautiful tradition that's like, okay, that's what's real. That feels like it's a very grounding moment, and we just don't miss that.
Good.
Yeah, that's so good, Eddie. It's similar to something I've been doing for years.
Here we go.
with living nativity scenes. I scope one out, and I go and I fashion my own costume that matches. And on the most crowded night,
are you a fourth wise man?
I go and do a little plot twist to the Christmas story and see how well the actors take it. All of a sudden, you know what the Christmas story needs? A good on-the-scene villain. And it ends with a fight between me and Joseph that he is not prepared for, that he conquers me. But people love it. They love it. It's like I said, a little plot twist. There's not a lot of action in the Christmas story.
You're on the roof of the manger just throwing the star.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've done various things. I've climbed on top of the manger and started ranting like a wild man and made Joseph pull me off. The crowd goes wild when I'm finally removed each year. And I've had to get the disguises more and more elaborate because they're on the lookout for me. So, but it's just a good thing, you know. It's just one of those. The community really gets into this thing.
Well, you're making memories for other people, so that's really your gift to them.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, remember that Christmas win?
When that guy.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, that beautiful tradition will now be destroyed because I'll just be sitting there laughing, thinking about Jesse coming out, with his guns blazing, introducing the frankincense and myrrh,
picking a fight, Joseph. trying to kidnap a camel and picking a fight with Joseph. Just it's kind of an improv thing. It's quite the scene.
There's wiggle room in the story.
So we want to know actual things that you and your friends, your family do to try and remember the real meaning of the season that doesn't entail maybe staging fights or yelling at children at the mall.
Maybe someone for the show.
I mean, if they do, I want to hear about those too. So
just DM.
Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your stories on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Well, many thanks to this episode's sponsors for making the show possible. Remember, you can find out more about the work of Samaritan Ministries and take part in their community of believers that are covering the healthcare needs of the other members. Yeah. You can find out more at SamaritanMinistries.org. Currently, one-person memberships start at just $100. Also, thanks to Warby Parker. You can go to warbyparker.com/relevant to order your free home try-ons today, or check out their iTunes app if you have an iPhone 10. It's pretty sweet. Also, thanks to HelloFresh for providing dinner for me and my kid this week, because it's quite delicious. Yeah. And many weeks, actually. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com/relevant and enter offer code RELEVANT30. Also, thanks to our guests for joining us this week. Drake, his new album is... I'm kidding. Thanks to Cody Carnes. Cody's new album is called The Darker the Night, The Brighter the Morning. Go check it out. And also, watch the performances of those songs that you heard on the show today. You can see the videos on the Relevant YouTube channel or on our website. Hey, right now, if you're thinking of a thoughtful gift to give that doesn't cost that much money, subscriptions to Relevant are a good place to start. Mm-hmm. You can give a gift that keeps giving all year long. And we are running some special Christmas promotions right now at the website. You can subscribe or give a gift subscription today at relevantmagazine.com. Hey, if you subscribe now, you'll get our brand new issue that we just sent to the printer. We will tell you more about that in coming weeks, but you won't want to miss it. It's a really awesome issue.
A teaser for who's on the cover.
True teaser.
Big white beard. Big, jelly,
You rearrange his name, it may be Satan.
Gene Shalit. Gene Shalit on the
cover.
Yeah.
In memorandum. It's a whole issue dedicated to the life and work of Gene Shalit. May he forever
We
rest.
really got to get some intel on
A
his
tribute
whereabouts.
that is long overdue.
All right, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
I'm Andre Henry.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
We'll see you guys next week.
All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Christmas means to me, my love. Yeah. I see your smiling face like I've never seen before. Even though I love you,
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
like I'm running wild. Angels and a little child reaching beneath the mistletoe. Kiss you once and then some more. Wish you a Merry Christmas, baby. Wish you a Merry Christmas, baby. And such happiness in the coming year. Oh, let's deck the halls with high. Sing sweet silent night.
If I feel like the right thing to do is scream at a bunch of kids, I scream at them all the time.